And we apologize for that, but we now we restore the sound for you now, and then we will continue to give you the again. We are sorry for that, but we are now back on. The audio is now okay, and then we believe that we will be able to, you will be able to hear us live from the Basori football field, the home, of course, the home of the Real the Banjul Football Club. It is the second division game that you're watching here between Wagadu FC and their opponents, Serrekunda FC, who of course are playing their away game here. The Wagadu side is currently hosting their home game at this particular ground here, and then the game continues here, but Wagadu tries to move forward, but Serrekunda United will regroup through Duganda, the goalkeeper, who plays the ball short to his defender, and then Embrena Tijan Koka moves the ball back, then will send a long ball inside the area, sends a long ball, but again Wagadu clears their line. Then the game continues here between the two sides. Then will be able to know which team exactly will be winning this as the game proceeds here, but for now most of the dangerous play here that we have witnessed here comes from that of the traveling Serrekunda FC side, but nonetheless it is still 0-0 here between the two sides after 8 minutes of play. And then coming into this particular game, both sides will be trying to making sure that they stay on their course, to especially to avoid any defeat here before at the end of this particular game. But as well, both sides as well come into this particular game to actually register themselves a win here, but it is never going to be an easy encounter when two sides meeting in a game that they both needed very well, and then realizing that the only thing that can win you a game, for instance, is to fight very hard and then making sure that you go home with the victory that can advance your position in the league standing, or eventually giving you a promotion into the first division. And then Serrekunda now moving forward here. Serrekunda, but he was dispossessed in the process, and then they will need to regroup again and then move back. Wagadu is on 13 points before 13 position rather, with 11 points before coming into this particular game, while their opponents were able to give you as well Serrekunda FC, who also before coming into this particular game, of course, were prepared in trying to making sure that they win this game. Of course, they are the team that is currently on the bottom of the table with 7 points, so winning this they will move into 10 points. So this is a game that they need very well. Serrekunda FC, the team that you are seeing dressing yellow shirt, black short, and then yellow socks as well. In all green is Wagadu with shirt and short, and then while they are also wearing their white socks here in this particular game. It is still 0-0 between the two. Already we have played 10 minutes in the game, approaching the 11th minute. It is still 0-0 between the two, but Serrekunda FC are the more pressing side into this particular game since the start, and we will send the long ball inside the area with that free kick. Serrekunda still inside the 18-yard area trying to move forward, but foul, says the center referee against the Serrekunda FC player. Then we will see what the center referee will do about that. See, Osman, the captain for the Serrekunda FC side, is actually complaining that his player has been deliberately fouled by an opponent team. Having some words with center referee, and then the player is back on his feet. In the last 5 that the Wagadu sides have played, they have won 1, lost 2, and drawn 1, while that of their opponents for this particular match have lost 3 in the last 5 that they have played, and then only managed to collect 2 points in the last 5. So it wasn't the best of runs for the Serrekunda FC side, but nonetheless the season is very much alive for them. I believe now their aim and ambition into this particular league wouldn't be to go for the trophy, but they will be fighting to making sure that they secure this position and trying to making sure that they do not get themselves relegated to the 3rd division play. With that, to the 3rd division rather. And then to keep that ambition alive, they must start with this particular game, and then they are very much aware of that. So you can see the way they approach this game. That tells you that yes, of course, this Serrekunda FC side needs this particular game very well, and then the way they are placing the game tells you that. But that was a good cross, but straight into the hands of the Wagadu goalkeeper, who sends a long ball inside the area to his number 7, who tries to dribble past the Serrekunda FC player, but the defender plays the ball to Tijan Emre Koka. Now sends a long ball inside the area to his flank in the far end, who tries to connect to his player, but in the end he was rather penalized for offside. And they continue to move forward, and then we'll see what happens here before this particular game ends. And then Wagadu now moving forward, but well defended there by Usman, the captain for the Serrekunda FC side. That's a yellow card awarded to the Serrekunda FC player, of course, for his first foul. That is the number 27 for them. He's cautioned for a foul on the opponent player, Abubakar Jaju. He's already on a yellow now in the 15th minute. The team of medics here attentions have been called here to attend to the Wagadu FC player who is currently on the pitch. He is now back on his feet, and then the first 5 in the first division table, it is in the second division rather, it's been led by College Stars, who are currently on 20 points, and then followed by Carnifing East FC, who are on 19, Walidan also on 19, Serrekunda United FC on 18, and then Baloshar on the 5th position are currently on 15 points. They have also drawn 5 of their last 5, and then in the last 3 it is Suokono FC with 10 points, Gunjur United FC with 8 points, and then Serrekunda FC on 7. These are the bottom 3 here. So Serrekunda FC will be hoping to win this particular game and then better their standings, and then also put into consideration the subsequent games that they will be playing, so that they can improve on their standing on the table, and then eventually making their way out of the relegation, and then maintaining their spot in the GFF Men's Division 2. It is still 0-0 between the two. Then Wagadu FC trying to move forward while Serrekunda tries to defend. He tries to chase the ball down, but it wasn't the best of touch. Now the goalkeeper places the ball to his defender for Wagadu, who places beautifully there and then stretches to the left fullback in the end. Places the ball back. He sends a long ball now towards the attack defending end for the Serrekunda FC side, who defended very well this time. Wagadu still on the ball, sends a long ball to connect his player, but no one was there. But Serrekunda FC instead will regroup through that. We'll see. They have started this game very well. They were a more pressing side in the starting part of this particular encounter, but as the game moves forward, we have also seen Wagadu now stepping forward in trying to making sure that they also gain their momentum into the game. And then of course now the game has now turned to an end-to-end one here between these two. It is a highly needed game for both sides, for both Serrekunda FC and of course their host Wagadu. That was a beautifully done there by the number 10, who goes to the ground, but the center referee is not interested too easily. He said Wagadu moves forward now inside the area, but the ball went straight into the hands of the netminder for the Serrekunda FC side, Duganda Osman, who places the ball to Jalo now. Jalo still moving forward, trying to communicate to his players. Sends a long ball to trying to connect his number 29, but that is Yusuf Ajaite. But in the end, Wagadu FC defended very well and then wins. So in Wagadu now we regroup to their team captain, to their defender, their number 21 Idris Jebu, who places the ball in the far end, and then Serrekunda regains possession now, moving forward, beautifully done by him. And let's see what they will be able to do. They have now moved close in around the 18-yard area, places the ball back to the team captain, now who turns back, places the ball back to his defenders, now to Jalo now. Jalo tries to send a long ball, now connects Tijan Emre Koka, who also tries to connect. Player goes to the ground. Foul, says the center referee. Aliu Baji has been penalized for a foul on Wagadu FC player, who is back on his feet. Of course, he is not being troubled by that foul. Seibo Sila. Now the team captain Mamudu Giba places the ball down, sends a long ball towards his right fullback, who crosses the ball inside the 18-yard area, breaks the ball down, but Serrekunda dispossesses now. Regain possession through Emre now to the team captain Usman, who places the ball to Sanyang. Isa Sanyang in the far end, one-on-one with the defender there, tries to dribble past his marker, but in the end he was dispossessed, and then Wagadu keeps moving forward now. Now Captain Jiba is on the ball, but this center referee had to stop the play to actually attend to the Wagadu rather player, who is still on the ground. He's okay, and then the game will continue here. Sends a long ball inside the area, but Jaite heads for Serrekunda, but Wagadu tries to protect that ball, and then eventually winning a throw. That was a tussle between the players of the Serrekunda FC side, and of course their host Wagadu. But the center referee intervene and then solve whatever problem that has been built between them. Green light given forward 4 in. Ball breaks down Serrekunda through. The team captain places the ball to Jallo, who sends a long ball towards his forward. Just at the ball, tries to but stumbles on the ball, and then but Serrekunda regains the possession now. Moving forward, tries to break the ball, but goes to the ground too easily, sees the center referee, and then the game is allowed to continue here between these two. Moving forward inside the center circle, Wagadu tries to penetrate from their left attacking side of the field here, but Wagadu tries to regain position, but that is a throw in to the visiting Serrekunda FC side. You're reminded that you're watching us live on LSTV1. Of course, we are broadcasting live from Basori and the Gambia Football Federation's Division 2 match. Of course, it's been sponsored by APS Wallet between Wagadu FC and Serrekunda FC. It is still 0-0 between the two sides. We have just entered into the 24th minute. Still 0-0 between the two. Jaite is given the responsibility to execute that for his side. Places the ball short to Isha Sanyang, who could not connect to that ball, and then the ball rolls over the touch for a goal kick to the host. The netminder plays the ball short to Jebu, who places the ball into the left foot back position, who goes to the ground too easily, says the center referee, and then the visitors win a throw in. Another throw to the visitors. Now in the table standing, Wagadu is currently on 13th with after 10 match. Of course, this is the 11th game. They are currently on 11th position, while their opponent Serrekunda is occupied 18th position, of course, on the rock bottom of the table after 10 games, now playing in the 11th match. At the of them is Gunju, who are currently on 8 points, Suokono on 10 points, and of course Marimo Park Food also on 10, and Myanmar Banjul United also on 10 points. Wagadu 11, 12 points. Talinding Elite United are currently also on 12. Gambia Armed Forces, of course, it is the cooling break here that has been observed by the officials of the game. Of course, this is done to making sure that to ensure that the players also, their health is very, very important. Without their health, of course, there wouldn't be games that we will be able to watch. Without good health, of course, this beautiful game cannot proceed. So their health is also put into consideration here by the officials of the game. And then the moment is taken as an opportunity for both technical benches here to actually pass on some instructions to their players, and of course you can see the officials of the game are also on discussions, perhaps in trying to settle one or two things that went wrong, or trying to make sure that they address some of the issues that they feel rather needs to be addressed before the game is allowed to resume here. Of course, it wouldn't be a very long cooling break. Perhaps only a minute will be given for the observation of this cooling break. Then the game is now resuming. Here, after players have taken some sip of water, and now it is Wagadu's throw. The player goes to the ground, but nothing says the center ref, and Serrekunda FC keeps fighting now. They move, trying to move forward, Emery, but Giba, the captain, wins that. It was a solid clearance, but Emery again wins that. That was a hand on the face. Then a yellow card has been ordered here, or has been given to the Serrekunda FC's player. Of course, Mohammed M. Janko receiving that yellow card for a slap on the face of the Wagadu FC's player. And then the medical team is currently attending to Sebu Silla, one of the most powerful players on this pitch here, as per our observations since the commencement of this game. Saibora Silla. Seibu sends a long ball was straight into the hands of the Serrekunda FC netminder, who sends a long ball, then tries to dribble past his marker. Giba does that well, but in the end he wins a free kick and then tries to quickly take in the ball, but the center roughly ordered for the ball to be played back. Offside against Wagadu rather. We're going to give you the entire standing for the second division. It is Police Stars on 20 points. First position, second position is being occupied by is FC 19 points. Walidan also on 19 points. Serrekunda United on 18 points on fourth. Balosar on fifth on 15 points. Sibanor on 6th on 15 points. AJ Shoka on 6, 15 points. On 7 out of 15 points. And then Uni Global are also on 8 with 14 points. And the North Star was a team from North Bank, 13 points. Occupied in 9th place. 10th place is Gambia Armed Forces, who are on 13 points. Elite United on 11th position on 12 points. 12th position, Talindi United on 12 points. Wagadu are force on 13th position with 11 points. And then Myanmar Banjul United on 10 points on 14th position. Marimo 15th position on 10 points. And then Suokono on 16th, 10 points. 17th Gunjur 8 points, and then 18th Wada, and also the rock bottom it is Serrekunda FC side, who are currently on 7 points. So if they are able to win this, they will move into 10 points, thereby better their standing in this GFF second division. Perhaps towards the end of the fourth round, they will be hoping that they made their way out of the relegation and then in the second rounds. They'll be hoping that they keep on maintaining that performance and then eventually making a way perhaps to the fourth stand, or at least maintain the position here and then so that they can fight back next season to get themselves what they wanted here. It is still 0-0 between the two sides after 31 minutes of play. The center referee has now given the green light. Wagadu heads, but Amri getting the last touch of the ball for a throw in again to Wagadu side, who sends a long ball there, but defended again by the traveling Serrekunda side. They now win a throw in. Sends a long ball inside the area, heads away, but they have now win a throw near the 18-yard area of their opponents. Let's see what they will be able to do. Let's see what they will be able to do. Beautifully torn there by the team captain Usman, who places the ball to Jallo. Jallo plays the ball back to Usman, and then Usman plays the ball back to Jallo. That is a beautiful football, and then the player goes to the ground. That's a foul against Baji, the striker for the Serrekunda FC side. Al-Fusini was penalized for a foul on Idrissa Jibu. Now moving forward, Barosar here, Wagadu rather inside the area, flag goes to the ground. Nothing says the center of it, that was too easy for him, he believes. And then Wagadu keeps moving forward while their opponent trying to deny them from getting anything into this particular game. That was a clap here as he's been applauded by his teammates for a wonderful play in the far end. Sends a long ball inside the area, and now it's the ball, just at the ball down. Moving forward, Emre now. Koka, that was a strong defending there by the Wagadu defense line against it is Asanya, who keeps moving forward. But again, this time nothing is being given by the center referee as he allows the play to continue here between the two. Now inside the center circle, that was a brilliant play there, and then sends the ball, but that was an intelligent defense there by the Serrekunda FC's right full back. In the end, he's still fighting and then wins the ball back for his side, and then places the ball to team captain, one of their most reliable players, in the hearts of the midfield. Tries to connect Al-Fusini, but Al-Fusini has been penalized for a foul. Wagadu sends a quick ball, but that was a wasted one, and then rolls over the torch Serrekunda FC is now. Duganda plays the ball short to the defender who plays the ball quickly to his Gibril Bojang, but they have lost possession now. Wagadu inside the area, taps the ball, but let's see, well defended there by the Serrekunda FC side in the first one, and then but this time the tap from the Wagadu player wasn't a very good one, and then as you can see from his reaction, he's been disappointed that yes, he could have done better with that particular ball, but nonetheless that is football. And now Duganda hands the ball for his side. Let's see what he will do with the ball, if he is going to send the long ball or he's going to play the ball short. Yes, of course, to Jallo, and then Jallo plays the ball back to him, sends a long ball towards Amri Tijan Koka, but in the heart of the midfield they lost again, offside again this time. Wagadu is being penalized. Usman Yang, the team captain, sends a long ball inside the area, but heads away by Mohammed for Wagadu. And now Jiba, the team captain, plays the ball inside the around the center circle, and Mohammed keeps moving forward, offside. This time again, I believe the defense line for the Serrekunda FC side have been very cautious. They are doing very well here against their opponents. Looking at this, they have won a number of offsides here against their opponents here. That is a very intelligent defensive point. That yes, that their technical bench or whoever is affiliated to them could applaud the defense line for that. And then but Jate moves the ball now to Jallo sends a long ball towards Amre. He's been penalized. Koka for offside, and then Sabo now pounds, but the center referee orders the ball to be retaken. Sonko sends a long ball, heads away again by Jallo, and then the fight continues, especially in now Jallo regains the position for his side, but he tries to send a long ball, but their opponents wins again. And now Isa, the Sanyang, 3-key and PC player for the Serrekunda FC side, now to Jaite, who tries to cross, but that wasn't the best of crosses from Jaite. You can see he realizes that he could have done better with that if he had taken his time and then relax a bit more before making the decision to cross. But again, we'll see, that is football decision making is always very difficult thing to do. Alfuseni goes to the ground, and Yaya Sonko has been penalized for a foul on Alfuseni Ubaji, and Serrekunda FC win a free kick at a very good set piece position. Let's see which of their players. Oh, and then this time, but Emery is there, and also the left fullback Jaite is also there. We'll see which of this Yusufa Jaite and Emery Tijan Koka. Most solely is going to be Emery Tijan Koka to execute that for his side. Emery now sends Solomon that one down. That was too much power on the ball, and then the ball flies over the crossbar, and it remains 0-0 between the two. Sansalam ball puts the ball down, but Serrekunda Usman Yang clears his line, and then we'll see Isa Sanyang chases. Jiva places the ball to Saibo now. Offside this time again. Another intelligent defense there by the Serrekunda FC's defense line, as Wagadu are trying to capitalize on their defensive errors. Their defenders are also very careful, especially in trying to set them up in the offside position. Then they have been doing that very well since the start, and then this time moving forward inside the 18-yard area, but it was cleared away by the Wagadu side. Foul this time, says the central referee. Then moving forward this time, sends the long ball inside the area, but it's a corner to the traveling Serrekunda FC side to be executed by Jaita Yusufa in the fire. Let's see what they will be able to do about this. We have already played 44 minutes now into the final minutes into the game now. Isa now breaks the ball down beautifully, and then tries to Isa Sanyang tries to dribble past his marker, but he's been penalized for a handball. He's been penalized for a handball. And then plays the ball down now. Sends a long ball. But straight also into the hands of the netminder. Moving inside the area now. Places the ball down, tries to connect Isa Sanyang, but the Wagadu defense line was there, and then tries to move the ball forward. Let's see what happens here. Player goes to the ground, nothing says the center referee. Foul rather, says the center referee. Now already the Regulation time for the first half has already exhausted, and we are now into the additional minutes here before the final whistle will be blown here by the central referee. But it remains nil-nil here. Wagadu also wins a free kick now at a very good set piece position this time. It is going to be taken by Ibrahim Silla. When the green light is given, then a green light has now been given here. Ibrahim Silla moves towards the ball, sends along a ball against the wall here, and then Serrekunda continues to defend. Player goes to the ground, and at this time he is also going to be penalized. Ibrahim Silla for Wagadu has been penalized. Then he's been cautioned by the center referee for a foul on the visitors player. Still remains nil-nil between these two. Places the ball down. That's the final whistle for the first half. It has been an interesting first half between the two, but none of the sides here was able to break the deadlock in the entire first half. Then we are now going for a 15-minute break, but we will be back shortly after. Gambia Football Federation second division encounter between Wagadu FC, who are of course the host, against the visitors here, Serrekunda FC side. And the entire first half it ended by nil-nil scoreline. None of the sides was able to break the deadlock in the entire 45 minutes. Then the scores must be settled here. If any of the sides want to win this, must at least score a goal into this and then try to defend very well against their opponents, so that they can go home with the maximum 3 points. Before the start of the game, the host Wagadu FC were on 11 points, then hoping to win this, then moving to, so they can move to 14 points and also better their standings. While their opponents are the traveling Serrekunda FC side before this particular game were on 7 points. Then they also hope to win this particular game if they are able to do so, or if they are able to register that achievement at the end of the regular 90 minutes here. First, they will be heading to, they will be also be beaten, moving ahead of Gunjur United, who are on 8 points before the game, and then eventually they will level on points with Suokono FC, who are also on 10 points, and then with that they will also be hoping to win their respective encounters to actually keep on bettering their standing in the league. I hope the league leaders perhaps are out of cheese for them. Of course, the College Stars, who are currently on 20 points after 11 matches, 11 or 12 matches. Now for their opponent for this particular game, they are also playing in their 12th match. So let's see what team will be going home with the victory here at the end of this particular and also a very, very crucial encounter. But as for now, it remains nil-nil between these two sides. The first half has been a very, very hard fought game. Not only the number of perhaps kilometers the players would have run, but of course the heat has also added to the intensity of the game here. One of the reasons we have seen the officials of the game giving an opportunity for the players to go on for a cooling break, where also we have seen the technical benches making some addresses to the players, so as the officials of the game were also on discussion. And now that the second half has resumed, the fight to the victory still remains the intention for the two sides. Then with that great ambition, if they are able to register that, of course it will be a very, very good result for any of the side who will eventually go home with the victory here. And now Jalo sends a long ball towards the right fullback position, who tries to double pass his marker, tries to do so, and then this time he couldn't have done better. You can see the coach shouting on him to pass the ball. He would have placed the ball once to his defender, and now he clears the ball. Player goes to the ground. Alfusini Baji, foul. The Wagadu defender has been penalized for a foul on Alfusini. Now Usman Nyang switches the play very far and now just set the ball down Asia, but he's been penalized for a handball. Wagadu wins a free kick near their own 18-yard area. Plays the ball down, plays the ball back to the netman, and now Wagadu Sonko sends a long ball here, but it went rather over the touch, and throw in is been awarded to the traveling side. Al Husseini is on the ground, and the push from behind by Sonko, who has been penalized for a foul. Al Husseini is back on his feet now. Usman Nyang plays the ball for Jaita Yusufa, but Mohammed Silla clears away for Wagadu. Now the goalkeeper comes off his line quickly and then collected the ball for Wagadu and sends a long ball towards the attacking end. But he's been penalized. Wagadu has been penalized. Jalo Abubakar has been penalized here. You can see the place for the Serrekunda FC side aren't happy with that decision, but the sole decision maker on the pitch are of course the center referee and his team of officials. Green light given, sends a long ball inside the area, heads away this time again by the Serrekunda FC defense line, and then through now is being awarded to the Wagadu side, who are of course chasing their destinies in this and trying to register a win, while also their opponents will also want to win this particular game. But it still remains a solid fight here between these two sides. Remains a solid fight. And then Wagadu takes that free kick, sends a long ball again, heads away, but the captain tries to send a powerful ball, but you can still see it was in fact going outside as many expected, but Wagadu now it's a goal kick to the Serrekunda FC side. Abubakar Jalo sends a long ball, but Wagadu defended, tested the ball down beautifully, and now switches the play. Side ball beautifully done there, and now Wagadu tries to cross the ball, but that there wasn't enough power on the ball to trouble the goalkeeper, and the game continues here. Serrekunda FC now tries to connect, and then the ball and the game continues here. But Wagadu moving forward now, this time collide away by Usman, but before then it was a foul, and then now Giba inside around the center circle tries to connect his player, but Isa Sanyang collected for Serrekunda, and Abubakar Jalo settles in, sends a long ball towards Alfasini, who goes to the ground, but the play on says the center referee as he plays the advantage here. Now Isa Sanyang against Mohammed Silla, who had done very well against Sanyang there, and then turns the ball, defended very well for his side, and then sends a long ball, but two of Wagadu players are caught on offside position. and now places the ball to Usman. Now sends a long ball inside the area, but it went straight into the hands of the netminder for the Wagadu side. That is Kiba Choi. Now keeps moving forward. Yusufa Jaite sends a long ball towards Gabriel Bojan, but that was too much pace on the ball, and the ball rolls over. They touch for a throw in. who are currently leading the game here by a lone goal to nil after that beautiful penalty kick by Al-Husseini. Now let's see who. Now it continues here. Heads the ball away. And then Emre Koka is now pushing the ball now towards Espeles, and now Usman doing that beautifully, and now the no entrant now on the ball tries to dribble past his marker, and then tries to see what he'll be able to do. Cross comes in but collide away, this time handball against the Serrekunda FC flag.